I'm Simon Watts, a wildlife cameraman and filmmaker, and I've been given the privilege to make this and 5 more vlogs based on and around the beautiful River Cole. This is a partnership led by Warwickshire Wildlife Trust called Love Your River Cole, #Lyric or abbreviated Lyric, and funded by the Green Recovery Challenge Fund, which is in conjunction funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund. Hi guys, welcome to vlog 5 of Love Your River Cole, the penultimate vlog for Love Your River Cole, #Lyric small I. And because it is the penultimate vlog, I thought we'd delve a bit more into the history of the Cole today. And sure enough, we've touched upon it in various previous vlogs, such as Sarehole Mill and Tolkien, but I thought it deserved a bit more in-depth research. Now, anybody that has a relationship with a watercourse like the Cole here must at some point ask themselves, where's this start and where does this end? That romanticism of this passing water that's constantly flowing in front of you, where's it come from? Where's it going to? Well, I was pretty confident in knowing the end of the Cole, because being brought up around in these parts, I knew there was a district called Cole End, and put 2 and 2 together. Sure enough, you probably find that that's the end of this particular river. And I was right, because I'm stood virtually a third of a mile from Cole End and actually at the river's end, but we'll come to that shortly. But the source of the Cole, that was a bit more of a mystery to me. I'm sure obviously there was somewhere south of Birmingham, because I knew this river traversed northeast pretty much through Warwickshire, Solihull into the heart of Birmingham. But there on in, I knew not much more. So, well, let's go and have a look just now. To find the source of the Cole, we're going to start at Sarehole Mill. Obviously, with the river flowing north into the city centre, we're going to be heading south, tracing its green corridor through Springfield into Hall Green and then further on into Yardley Wood.
Yeah, my name's Deb and I've lived by the River Cole for over 30 years. It's great. Sarehole Mill, been here many times, just saying bringing our lad here when he was little. Tritchford Park, yeah, further on. It's brilliant living in the city. We've only got to walk a couple of minutes down the road and we're on the River Cole. From there we've got, 4 or 5 miles we can just walk along. It's like being in the countryside. All the wildlife you see, all the different birds, herons, we've seen kingfisher, buzzards are out today. And then you've also got all the plants and trees. We've seen blackberry picking, that's a big one for down here.
Tritchford Mill Park and Pool is the most southerly coal-fed body of water within the Birmingham district, and it is hugely popular with the community for many miles around. Leaving the park and heading south, we head into the metropolitan borough of Solihull and Shirley. Skirting the northern part of Shirley, the Cole slightly ebbs west, where it frees itself of urban conurbation and enters a much more rural environment by Wake Green. Its now southwesterly route takes it past Truman's Heath and Whitlock's End and skirting the southern areas of Witham. It isn't far from this point that the Cole takes a distinct turn west. For a short while, it aptly follows a road named Watery Lane, but really only for a short few hundred metres, where it takes a distinct turn north. At this point, heading north and getting closer to its source, the River Cole really has just become a stream. A stream which just a few hundred metres more enters the very well manicured environment of a golf course, which it appears not to leave. With Birmingham city centre still visible 10 miles to the north, the Cole appears to have found its source. Skirting a copse near an ornamental pool, we find the exact spot where the coal appears from the earth. To locate the end of the coal, we're starting from a similar position in Springfield, and this time of course heading north. The next few miles are probably the most condensed urban environment that the river coal travels through as it heads towards the city centre.
Hello, my name is Arif and I live locally and I live by River Coal. I visit here every day. Walk here is really nice. It is pleasure walking here. Thank you.
Only within 1 mile of the city centre itself does the river skirt east, though still providing this wonderful green corridor for the whole community. On its very definite route northeast now, it skirts Stetchford and Shard End, and then once again enters Solihull Metropolitan Borough. Just beyond Chelmsley Wood, it performs a very distinct green corridor between the districts of Cole End and Coleshill, and it's here that it's probably at its widest and most impressive.
My name is Julie. I grew up by the River Coal at Castle Bromwich. I played by the River Coal and crossed the River Coal quite a few times and fell in quite a few times as well.
My name is Brenda Bennett. I've always lived by this River Coal. I lived in the flats right opposite the River Coal, and we spent many a happy hour down there with the kids. The river is a big part of the community. It's good for your mental status as well. Very good.
Circumnavigating the district of Cole End, and the clues are there, the coal is nearing its termination. But that really shouldn't sound so final, because the coal ends in a confluence with another river, meeting its riparian neighbour just before the Birmingham to Peterborough railway line. This river is the River Blythe. Blythe, now taking up both rivers, itself only travels a very short distance before a confluence with another river, and this river is the River Tame. The Tame, now bolstered with the volume of water from 2 other rivers, maintains a northeast trajectory. This is what we know as the Tame Valley Wetlands, an incredibly ecologically rich stretch of land, taking in Ladywalk Nature Reserve and further on the RSPB Middleton Lakes, as it continues towards the East Midlands. All the way up to South Yorkshire, where it joins the Humber at the estuary, and that estuary then leading into the North Sea. So yes, that's why you find me on the banks of the Tame here now. This is as physically close as I can get to that confluence of the Cole, the Blythe and the Tame, which is just a mere 50-60 yards behind the camera there itself. And what a wonderful way to end. The fact that this river that we've been looking at, over the past 5 vlogs, has this ongoing legacy. It influences other watercourses, and in fact watercourses that lead directly, eventually, to the North Sea. To the marine life of our oceans. Fantastic when you think of it that way. Now, of course, these vlogs can't be complete without its element of natural history and wildlife, and today is no different. You'll be pleased to know probably that I put myself through a smidgen of discomfort for this particular shoot. Well, I say that, it was only rolling up my jeans and getting my legs wet, and it was a hot day, so it was actually quite a relief. But yeah, I took my little waterproof camera down to the stretch of the Cole in Chelmsley Wood, because I was curious to see what I could find just underneath the surface there, especially around the areas where they've done all that wonderful rejuvenation work. What did I find? Well, it's all coming up just now. Delving into the depths of a rather fast-moving element of the River Cole in Meriden Park. It doesn't take long before we find some of the usual suspects. Minnows, but then through the murkiness of the sediment kicked up by this fast-moving river, much larger fish appear. Each about a foot long. These wonderful, delicately marked fish are chub. Great to see these fish clearly thriving in the waters here at the Cole in the heart of Chelmsley Wood. But curiously, the last of the shoal to pass has what appears scar tissue just behind its dorsal fin. This immediately struck me as most probably a historic attack by either an egret or a heron. And one, of course, this individual chub managed to wriggle free and escape. A true survivor. It's amazing how dramatic the environment can be under a fast-moving river, but several shoals of minnows seem to take it in their stride. A truly wonderful find was a freshwater clam. A filter feeder and making use of the fast-flowing water to filtrate out any edible matter that's passing through. You can clearly see its white foot there, rooting it to the riverbed so it doesn't get washed away. A really truly pleasing find. Wasn't that wonderful? I hope you enjoyed seeing those three elements of freshwater life there, and especially enjoyed the fact that, you know, if you look closely, as we saw with that chub, you can probably attach wonderful kind of adventurous kind of stories to their existence. Well, I mean, the scars are there, and that's pretty much all it could have been that caused that injury to that particular fish. Well, guys, that's the end of vlog 5, and vlog 6 I've decided is going to be a wildlife special from its start to its end. I'm going to aim to give you a wonderful montage of all the wildlife you should be able to see in and around the Cole and any watercourse. Let's face facts here. If you haven't got the Cole as your nearby friend but may have another river, then these are things you should be able to see throughout any kind of watercourse that exists near you, to go out and enjoy and to engage with nature. So that's coming up in vlog 6, a whole montage of wildlife available to be seen by you throughout the seasons in and around our wonderful freshwater rivers. But as for FaceTime between yourselves and I, this is the last you'll see of me in this series of vlogs. It's been a wonderful series of vlogs. It's reintroduced me back to the River Cole, which has just been an endless joy, knowing how much influence it had in my particular youth. And I just want to say that obviously we must preserve and we must engage more with our green spaces, not just for ourselves. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're well aware of the powers, the endless powers that green spaces can have over our mental state and well-being. But then we must also preserve these spaces now for our future generations, especially for our future generations. So that said, I wish you all very well and look forward to giving you or presenting this montage of wildlife to you in vlog 6. But between now and then, bye-bye for now.